Hey guys, this is a pre-recorded match. It's a conqueror ranked team game. It's a 3v3 on high view. We've got a English, French, and Chinese opponent, and we have a Chinese and French ally. So the only variation is that we have a Mongol and an English. So on their side, English, Chinese typically is a more of a boom, and French would be aggro. And same thing for us. Our French ally should be in aggro play, and our Chinese player would typically they go for a boom more often than not. So we get the back spawn, which is nice, and we get a really solid spawn here because this wood line is right next to our gold, and then the uvu isn't fully protected, but it is half protected. If I have to shift over, I can, so it's not the end of the world. So we're in a pretty safe spot here from raids. My opponent, our ally here's got safe gold and stone, which is good for him, and our French ally unfortunately doesn't have the safest of stone and gold. They are kind of forward. And we are just scouting around the map, seeing what we can see. We're going to look at this game from my point of view, just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't know if I should put it on locked camera or not. Well, no, we're just doing kind of mostly macro stuff and microing our con scouting. Sometimes the camera movement, since it's kind of jumpy because you don't see my mouse moving, it makes it hard to like tell what I'm kind of doing, I guess. Especially since I'm not like yeah, my mouse isn't moving and like coordinating with it, as well as the camera is a little bit buggy. So maybe we'll just follow me manually. So we're scouting around here. We picked up 4 sheep. We did pull our girl to pick this up because our girl was just sitting over here not doing anything. We got our split going, and 7, 8 sheep. So we're good for a while here with all that sheep dropped off. Even though we do have deer nearby, and we decided to move our girl over to the deer because it's just better than having it here on the stove. It's not really doing anything. We got our 9-2 up, and now we're gonna we should split our next villager onto wood. There we go. See, our French ally, 4 on gold. This is your typical night rush. Kind of surprised there isn't a. After he drops, he should drop this, which is resources. He's got 50 wood, so he should be dropping a mill here shortly for a wheelbarrow. Is the typical French build. We're ready for age up. Our Chinese ally, he's safe. He's just gathering his gold away. A couple villagers on gold here. Our opponent's got 5 sheep here. A little bit unfortunate he didn't have villagers close enough to garrison because that would have been free 5 sheep. He might have been. I think it would have been worth the garrison once he saw him up there, but again, each their own. Okay, so this is a pretty crisp French build. His wheelbarrow, or his mill is coming up for the wheelbarrow. I wonder if we switch to one of them real quick. Oh wow, so they've actually done a better job scouting the map so far than we have. Anywho, now I love how the map just bugs out, so you just have to go to reveal all. I wanted to show you guys just kind of like our point of view, so you don't you can kind of see how it goes. But I think I have to look at we have to look at things to uncover them now on the mini map, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's alright. Not into the world. So Sky Toss. Scouts the Chinese player. We're running next to him. We've scouted the French player, his mining camp in the back. So all that's left is Boogeyman, I believe is our English opponent. He's aged up. He's got knights on the way. He's almost aged up. We're going to age up a little bit before him. Silver tree's up, and we are making a stable. We're going to send the silver tree off to this. Oh, we don't go full trade. We just because the trade's up here, I believe. We only go partial. And we still haven't found Boogeyman. We do find him here, and we're just aggroing his villager here. Run around to gold to get some damage on his gold villager, cause a little bit of micro. First Keshik's about to pop out. Still producing villagers, 9 on food. Gonna go up to 10 or 11 on food. He's killing wolves. He's gonna go raid. We're harassing here. Just a little bit of damage, nothing huge. And China's over here, so you know he's got his forward stone. So this is going to be definitely the raiding spot that we want to hit first. I believe I'm rallying there as well. Yeah, we are rallying there. If we look at the stable, it's rallying there. His knight hits us. We're able to drop out. We do see a tower coming up on the deer, so that gives us a little bit of a cue. That he's on other resources. And we do find that he's got villagers over on this deer patch. So we get a nice little raid in, and we're able to kill a couple of villagers immediately, which is again really nice. And we pick off another one, and then we do see a barbican that's on his stone. So this kind of changes what we can do in terms of raiding now. We can't really commit to this, and Darkon runs around, and we find him pull 5 villagers over here, which was kind of funky. And I figured it must have been like for a delayed kind of a trade play, you know, to have villagers set up over here. And he starts building a tower. Behind us we have our archery range, wheelbarrows coming through, and we haven't started trading yet. Though there should be a blacksmith drop on, and then I would be surprised if we don't start trading. It should start coming through here soon. We're just running around with our Khan. His knight is occupied with this. And we're bringing these knights, these Keshik over to raid. We bring this Keshik over to double check that he's not on this deer. And they're just going to aggro it on this mill, might as well. Trade has started. Manga are going to start getting produced. And there's that blacksmith I was talking about. We're going to drop that blacksmith, go back to wood. And now that we have 11 on food, we are rallying villagers onto wood. I think at this point, honestly, what is a good move is to go up to like 9, 10 villagers on wood and then rotate back onto food, just to make sure that both of these production builds can stay busy. We bring our Keshik over to raid here. He's paying attention, and he's able to react really nicely. So we're going to go look for somewhere else to raid. Behind this, our Keshiks are getting pressure up front, burning stuff down. And one thing we did notice is that our ally has built an archery range, which indicates that he might be going aggressive. And our pink ally is also just kind of looking around for raids and stuff again. So nice to get some early damage in, starting to go. Over here we've got our Khan, 1 Mangadai, and 4 Keshik. So we're running around raiding. We try to raid over here. We lose our scout, and now we just got a couple Keshiks running around. And these 2 Keshiks are drawing 4 knights. That's a pretty big deal. Being able to distract that much eco or like military mass with less numbers, and these numbers over here should be able to turn that fight no problem. And he does pull away his knights. Here we're still trading. We're only up to 3, but we also see our allies going up to multi archery rangers. That means he's really committing to an all-in kind of a play. This should be a Zuganu death ball. This is just booming. Trying to get raids in. We do unfortunately lose both of our Mangadai. We see Spearmen over here. Behind this we hit his gold. And we're able to kill, I believe, 3 villagers. Yeah, which is nice. English starts pushing our French ally, so he's going to have to fall back here. And that's just kind of the ebb and flow of team games. These kind of things happen all the time. And if there's nothing there to protect, you do have to fall back and defend yourself. You can't, unless you're really well coordinating with a teammate and they're coming in to help. Behind this, we finally almost catch him off guard here. Be able to react in time. And we commit for the burn down here with 6 Keshiks, should be no problem. We might lose one Keshik, but he's kind of holding on here. And it did take us a little bit to notice that he tried to do the sneaky villager heal. He does manage his micro though here. He had a chance to kill us there. And then he does have a knight show up. And we're not too worried about one knight, and we're getting some damage done here. We are rallying new troops over here. We're still staying on 2 production buildings. And he does bring over a couple more knights. So we do what we can to kill some villagers, but now he's got, like, I don't know, looks like 8 knights? Yeah, 8 knights and a scout. We gotta fall back out of there. England he's made only longbows, which is kind of crazy, because if he had made spearmen, then he actually might win this battle and push it back. We do have to keep falling back. We still have 6 Keshiks. We lost 1 Mangudai and we lost our Khan. But behind this, we've got another army. We got a scout mixed in, Keshik, Mangudai, and we are dropping a whole bunch of infrastructure. So we're going to go up to 3 stables, 3 ranges, blacksmith is up, and we only have our ranged upgrades. Behind this, though, we're running into a mass of Chuganu. We're going to rally these troops up to come help. And we've pinged over here. He cancels his ram, and we'll front line for this Chuganu. And we get a really good trade there. You can get a bunch of damage basically for free. Over here, he's able to push back this English player all the way back to his base. And England not incorporating spears into his build here was really kind of a crazy play, because it's just doomed to fail against France. We got 9 traders. A little bit slacking on our boom play there. And we're massing army here. We want to push him off of these forward deer. So that's what we do. And our Keshiks are going to heal as well. So this one Keshik, for example, started at 22 health. And we'll see how much he goes up to by the end of this. And we do unfortunately get attacked here. We do lose 1 Keshik. A little bit of bad micro there. We weren't paying attention. We're probably maxing things behind this. We got more units coming across the way, and the big thing is we're going up a lot with our macro production here. We're able to find this spearman, push him, and pushing this army back really was this ram push really forces them to fall back. We got more units pouring in, keeping these things busy. And we stopped at 13 villagers on wood, and you can see we're still floating a little bit of wood with traders in the bank. So I know in 1v1s and stuff, I've been going like up to like 14, 15 plus on wood. And honestly, you can do it with I think like 9 or 10, and then you can start going on to food again, just to make sure that early production buildings stay in numbers. That was pinging us here. So we healed up our Keshiks, where it was like some 20s and 40s in there. Our weakest now is a 60 health Keshik, basically. So again, that's a big difference, being able to triple your health and get raid bonus over there. It's a nice little thing while our death ball builds up. We have more units flooding in. These are all coming in. Again, it's up to 6 production buildings, which is nice. And the big thing is we just get a front line for these Yuganu here. Like, it's a really nice mass. Maybe we're not enough to win it, but it's a pretty nice mass. Now behind this, he's got a bunch of spears cutting off our units, so we have to fall back and deal with this. And we do have to be careful. It's not a lot of knights, it's just 4 of them, but it's enough to screen here. We did unfortunately use already our attack speed arrow. We had our Khan mixed in with our Mangudai, and they just kind of messed up the. I like had the control group, and I just sent the attack speed arrow, but my Khan was en route. We got units coming over. We do unfortunately have 5 units over there that's just idle, so we got to sort that out. French player is still pushing. He's really closed in the teal player, and being able to get onto these guys on deer is a really nice play. Our Chugunu player is able to push back this Chugunu player. Our Chinese player is able to push this back. 16 traders, and there's just a river of units coming across. So he's messing up, and he's just have triple ranges, and we are still 6 infrastructure, but we're starting to incorporate pastures in for our food. Food is still floating, or still being macroed on. And we're going to take this army, and we're going to send them down and around to check out this food. There's still food here, there's gold, there's berry over here, there's food over here, there's gold over here, there's stone over here. So there's a lot of back resources. You know, we don't know if somebody might be doing short trade routes. Just a lot of things that could be happening here. Behind this, we're still rallying troops. to the front, and we are dropping more stables. Okay, oh yeah, so we do have more stables. So we're going up to 9 production buildings here, massing units, and so basically we're at kind of a okay. So we are able to get a. Oh, Blue does a really good job. He's staying on point. So we're not going to stay here because we're mostly Mangadai, and we keep running, and we do see all of these villagers. So green, from this big push, is in the process of rotating out, and yeah, we're able to catch this, which is 31, so 33 villages is what the starting number was at. We'll see what that goes down to. Takes a minute for these Mangadai to do damage. You say how long that took. But our allies pushing really hard, and we got, again, a mass building up. Again, these guys are still idle. Kind of painful. These 31 vills, they're not going to be able to unstick from our cav. And we get them down to 22. Yeah, about 22, maybe 21. So we kill about 12 villages, which is, again, pretty nice. And we're just going to have to fall back and peel away. Blue was dealing with pink. Teal is still insistent on building only longbows, which is really crazy. They just don't have the damage. I mean, you have to have a big mass and maintain it, and just a small front line can just change the situation so much for you. We do go on to 4 deer here, just because this was starting to get saturated. Yeah, we're just committing to burn downs here. We do have mostly stables up. We're going to drop a couple more ranges as well. So 11 infrastructure buildings. 23 traders, so yeah, we're in this really strong position. French comes over and commits to a dive on here with all of these knights. Again, not the easiest thing because of the Chugunu. We have a little bit of a Keshik front line here, so we're able to do a little bit of damage. Mangadai soak up damage too, and yeah, Chugunu are really strong in feudal. They're kind of almost like crossbows because of the triple attack. They just get a lot more damage than just, say, in archers. Get enough damage in, rather. And Ben, we are bringing in some units here. You see Keshiks are kind of trickling in. That's helping. Again, we still haven't realized these guys. A little bit unfortunate. We push him back. And at this point, I would say that the game is over. China does have a possibility to boom here, but I mean, Teal's in a really bad spot. If you look at the score, yeah, Teal's in a super bad spot. We're boom, we're boom, we're boom. Yeah, everyone's in a really bad spot on their team. Blue's in, I guess, an okay spot, but honestly, his score is actually really bad compared to ours. To everyone on our team, not just me specifically. We take this little raiding army, find his knights, so we just fall back. And we're still committing to a main push here. Cleaning out this Barbican, rallying our guys here. We're trying to find this army, and we still haven't found this army. We're just running away, letting these knights chase us. Again, we're happy that 6 knights are being used to chase us, basically. We're not doing anything else. We're not raiding. And, yeah, we're just macroing military buildings. Yeah, we're still at 11. We're going to drop a 4 tower to help reinforcement speeds. Going down the Barbican, and we'll keep pushing. Our ally's making a big old base. He's gone castle. Sky Toss is on castle. We're still in feudal. We're the only ones in feudal? No, Boogie's in feudal too. Chaka's in feudal too. Okay, so we actually got a few players in feudal. Green was the only one on the team that went for castle. Okay, he's made a spearman, which is good. But I think he does need a yes. I would have done it personally inside the barracks and between the 3 of them. That might have been the best spot to kind of hold, just to reduce how many guys you can get hit to by once. We do start raiding over here. We've taken our armies and we're rallying forward. And yeah, I don't know if I've come forward to keep building or what. But yeah. We're sitting happy here. We got plenty of these. We're starting to float out a lot of gold, so we're going to have to start trading. We're up to 30 traders. So we're just pushing and attacking. Yellow's being really systematic here. He wants to clear off these pocket ecos, make sure nothing gets past us, which I think is a good thing. Again, these units have been idle all game. Blue has brought his army over to deal with the pink player. And the big difference is he's got veteran knights and these are loyal knights. So honestly, if I was pink, just engaging with this is actually probably worth it. even though it might not seem it. You're gonna trade decently, and the big thing is this cost of units is a lot less than his cost. Or like they're gonna get so much more production out of it for the same unit. Just cleaning up, we're massing an army. We see green is starting to build walls and stuff. He totally messes up though and doesn't close this off, which is actually kind of a big deal. But I mean, we did have this avenue in the back open anyways. Tio's trying to migrate his base over to somewhere else. This is all 8 vills. He's busy trying to deal with stuff in the front of his base, I guess. Or macroing. Well, that's the other thing too with team games. Sometimes I wished in team games there was a different noise for when you get attacked versus when your allies get attacked. Because it makes it hard to differentiate when there's 12 pings going off, which one is yours and which one are your allies. We do see China has a nest of bees out, so we're going to go ahead and dive that. That's like the most important thing that we take out, especially with our allies having to renew here. Army here is fighting, but we're going to fall back again. We're age 2, and he's actually gone up to age 3 now. We're not veteran, but we just have to. Oh, well, they're veteran now, but we're mostly Mangudai in this one, so we can't engage this fight really. Over here, we have some troops. They get picked off by spearmen, and we're just rallying our troops en masse. Have we moved to the middle? Okay, we are starting to move into the middle with more Ubus. But our infrastructure is staying here at the same number. Kurultai's coming up. Traders up to 36. Our allies starting the granary boom. Pushing here, getting resources. Again, that's one thing that I think would have been nice to have. Would have been our upgrade. Yeah, we're just getting our raid bounty upgrade, and it's gonna stop and get replaced with this one. So definitely something I should have gotten a little bit earlier. It definitely would add up. We see Greensville's trying to pull. Again, he's trying to reset himself up. Teal's just holding out, getting pushed out. The game is 100% over at this point, but they're not GGing, which kind of just happens. Ubu's up. We're going to get an upgrade here. I'm getting a tower just for increasing reinforcements. Veterans see upgrades are coming through everywhere. Raid bounty as well. Moving out onto board. These guys are still idle. This whole game, they've been idle. That's one thing about team games and Haji. Sometimes you can lose a unit out in the middle of nowhere. Orange is also a color that kind of gets lost in the mix, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I do have to start using an idle key. We are bringing our Kurultai up, and behind this, we see that a keep is going up, so we just commit to a dive here. Yellow's committing to a dive as well. He's pulling up his Shuinu. He just needs to start attacking. Yeah, there we go. He's attack moving. And we do drop a defense arrow, bringing in more units. Kurultai is almost on the way. And so even though there's a keep going up here, it's actually not end of the world because we can commit to you know, these rams are still here. And he does snipe that Mangano really well, which is really good because we didn't realize until later than he did. We did try to trap a Kurultai. This gets too congested, so we're going to go for a drop in the back. Silver Tree is up. Raid Bounty is finally getting upgraded and coming through. These rams definitely need to micro specifically onto this castle as soon as possible. But they're just going to town, which is okay. We're just sending in troops, and at this point we can just like look away and do nothing because they're not really going to ever get back into this game. They're too far behind. Pink is having a heyday with his raids as well. It's not like we can honestly sit back and wonder at this point and we would win. Like it's definitely over. But let's see. More infrastructure up front, which is good, helping for those reinforcement times. Forward infrastructure is always a good thing, whether it be team games or free-for-alls, and any push, following it up with a couple of villagers. Nest of bees goes off. I don't know if I noticed an aggro onto it or not. Okay, there I've noticed. I finally noticed. Losing a couple nest of bees is definitely painful. This is actually the third one he loses for basically nothing. That would do really good job with a spear line, with that French mass, that spear line mass, that French mass that was here earlier, with nested B shots to hold us until we can bring spring loads up. So that's the other thing too. It's it's not only building the units but conserving them until you have a good amount of critical mass. Tio tries to pull farms here. We pull a couple of our stream of reinforcements to come support. We're up to 20 farms. I don't know if 20 is enough. How many do we got here? 37. Yeah, we'll be okay, but we are dropping more. Okay, 25 is definitely enough. Gotai's here, giving a lot of damage. 8 damage per shot, 24 damage. Each one of these guys, they do as much damage as a Keshik. That's crazy. But yeah, so that was this team game, and let's see, it was a relatively short one, so I think we'll do a second game. I do want to show you guys the stats on this one. Match history should be team ranked. Ivy? Yeah, okay, this is it. Timeline, villager counts. Okay. Early drops. I will take away me. Sky toss. Letter opener. Wish I could zoom in, but villager drops before the 6-minute mark. More villager drops before the 13-minute mark. And then if you compare that with us, no villager drops. Maybe here it was either a pause in production or one villager got lost, and no villager drops. And there's no villager. So raids, a huge difference in raids. So that's usually what the big thing is in team games. So we're able to weather down their defense basically throughout the whole thing. And just some stats. They didn't get very many kills. Shaka got the most kills. And again, just positive kills. Pink also had a huge ratio for positive kills. Sky Toss went even, but 64 buildings raised is no joke. Let's see. Another team game. Which one was this one? Lipany? I think I played that one really weird. This one was a good one. This one was a good one. Let's go overview. 34 minutes. So this is again conqueror ranked, and the it's on Dry Arabia. We've got Abbasid, and we're playing against Malians and French. This Abbasid player, Noli Secondas, we just had a 1v1 video with him the other day, and he's a beast. He plays good for sure. Kind of bummed about that match. Felt like I had a chance to win it, but that's alright. We're not gonna go reveal map to the other team. We're just gonna show you guys kind of how we play here. We do chat lightly with Nelly during this, especially in higher levels and stuff. Just some sort of base communication is always nice. So we do coordinate that I will be going aggro and trading, and he is more than likely going to boom 2 TC, maybe 3, and then go for a push from there. Which I tell him it's fine. We're just going to see how things go. I should have told him that off ripped I'm going to go all calves, so walls would be appreciated, but again, we didn't really communicate that. The big thing is for the counter push. There's always a point where pre-castle, if you don't have mangoes incorporated to your army could be pushed back pretty easy. And you have to keep mangoes basically alive and going, so that's one thing. We're just doing our 7-2 split here. Our allies scouting across the map, we're scouting towards the map, so we have a little bit different patterns of scouting here. Also, wisdom's going up. No fast wheelbarrow. 7 on food. 1, 2 on gold. This villager gonna go on gold. We'll find out. He's getting good sheep here, going across the map. 7, and we've picked up 5 of our own on our side. Okay, so he is going gold. So that's 3 on gold, 7 on food. Okay, 6 villagers. 6 villagers, 6 sheep, 2 more sheep, so 8 sheep in total. Not a bad number. He's at 8 sheep as well. We do decide just to manually send it to the Gur. We're gonna spawn over here, so he doesn't have to come. Like this is, he's gonna come around and down, and then he'll want to come up really and finish scouting this wide part. Sees a sheep over here, and then come to his TC and go. So if we catch some of this, it'll help that he doesn't have as much as a scouting distance that he has to go to. Okay, we haven't started aging up yet. He hasn't started aging up yet, and he pulls villages onto wood. So it's TC build, I'm assuming, because he's got enough food for age up. Let's look at current resources. Yeah, he's aging up. Cyril is aging up, and Zui Lang has already aged up. So everyone's aging up. Point-wise, everything's about the same. And we're going to go scouting across, finishing over here. And we have different timings you see this way as well, by both not running straight across. Early on, there isn't much to see. This is kind of why I like to go with a little bit later push. You see we're coming in around the 3-minute mark. We can see kind of developed infrastructure. We can see landmarks coming up. There's a lot of sheep there. We see Manticore, so this is your typical Malian safe. I'm going to just boom in fast castle and then just have so much. It's a lot to invest into those free resources, but it's a safe investment. And someone's got to push them down really early or outboom them. So it's always a little bit funky. I think the correct way must be, I think it might be a fast castle, like a trade into fast castle. Because I've been trying to contest it in feudal a little bit, but once it gets to a certain size, it's all spearmen, it's all javelin throwers, or Mosufadis. So you can just, once you get mangoes out, it really changes the dynamic of the game. Okay, so the tree. What wing is he going? This is military wing. Good for aggro. We were spotting this out. We were talking. He wanted me to harass the Malian player. And I was like, I told him, yeah, but I'd actually rather slow down the French player as much as possible to really help my Alison player boom, and I can just rotate and deal with Malian pressure. But the idea is to take the fight to them, and France, I feel, is a lot more dangerous early on. So we're pulling, making villagers have to idle. Well, not idle, but we're pulling him off of there when he doesn't want to. It's also forcing just extra macro there, which is annoying. We do mess up our macro. I wasn't decided on whether I was going to go stable or Mangadai, so I put my wood villagers at the last minute to start doing this, just because I just have to. This one villager, we almost kill, but again, it's not worth diving under TC and losing our con here. So we get some damage and we're taking some micro and we're committing a scout to us, which is fine. And we're going to go send this guy on a path up north to make sure he stays out of this. Our allies also scouting the front of his base. So we have one of these guys really scoped out. Malin, we kind of already know it's fast castle, so we're not too worried about it. I bet you I could probably, if I switched right now, I hope it doesn't like bug out, but yeah. If you look at Sarah, okay, bug down. Yeah, fast castle. He's already got a pasture up. He's going another pasture up. He's have a barrack, so there's not going to be really any pressure coming from him anyways. So I do like getting the aggression on the French player first. Kind of sucks that the map is all bugged out, but I guess we won't look at the mini too much. Or we'll get, I guess, more clarity on our movements and units and not so distracted by the other stuff. Which are pretty important, though. But at least once they get seen, they come back. Let's see. So I'm still rallying under here. So this is one thing I did want to... I kind of wanted to play a little bit cleaner with this build since it was 2 conks. So there's definitely a chance of losing this team game. There's pretty skilled players, it seems like. So we're scouting around here, bringing these guys back. Our Kachaks run past these knights. Our ally actually pinged it that they were on the way, so we kind of knew where they were at, which is nice. The scout is on the way. And the big thing is, we're going up to, you can see a few on food. Okay, we're just keeping on these 5 on wood, and we're 13 on food right now. We are able to snipe a villager here, which is pretty big. It's not like GG, we're so ahead now, but it slows him down quite a bit, which really is going to help our ally get some pressure in. He's already got the second TC up, and I don't think he's collecting more stone. Yeah, so it's only a 2 TC. We do unfortunately get picked out here. We weren't paying attention, and our one Keshik is running off. I think he gets caught. But we have more Keshiks on the way. And did we start trading? We made one trader. The scout is up here, we're on the way. And this is where you can see aggro is happening. These little pings our opponents are also getting, so it's a good thing to notice. Over here, his vision, and we're just out of it. We can see him, but he can't see us. And that's the big thing about having a scout. We can circumvent his units. They're technically blind to us. And so there's aggression going on here, and that's why we dive over here. Someone's probably getting a ping right now. And so we're able to pick off these 5 villages here, basically for free. And there's pings and stuff happening, and people are distracted over here. There's a Keshik over here. And, you know, he hasn't noticed. And this is, I mean, it's a conk player, but it's, you know, during team games, it's even harder sometimes. You have to be really looking at your mini-map because, yeah, you can be getting attack pings from, you know, defense pings from your ally. And all of a sudden you're getting those pings and you're having to deal with that. We have dropped the archery range. We don't be able to accompany our Keshik here. We commit to a burn down on the mining camp. Resources invested. We'll be able to heal up. And yeah, just deny this for him, which is going to be nice. Trade is now kind of booming. We stopped at 14 villagers on food and went onto villagers onto wood. This is to help that that boom, the trade boom going on behind us. Kana's going to go scout around the flank here, kind of keep tabs on our Malin opponent, who's got the most points right now because he's probably just about to boom. Well, he's in the process of booming. So he's got a lot of points from those economic buildings. And we do see the spearmen are here, so we are going to pull back these Keshik. We're still looking for kills, but now we're actually got a pretty big lead because of those basically 6 villager kills on blue, and you can see how far behind he is. Nolly's a bit behind as well in terms of points because he's lost his army, but he's on 2 TC, and he's really happy sitting on 2 TC. He didn't invest into army first, he invested into 2nd TC first. We get a little bit of a dive here. We're able to kill 2 villagers, again, which is nice. Get a little bit of damage here. We do have to fall back from this main fight though. There's 6 spearmen. We're not able to really hold that. Try to get some more aggro in, but we just have to fall back. They're just spears, we can't really deal with it. He's committing this army all in into our traders. Again, just a couple of walls here I think would have been really big, but it is expensive and it's not easy to do while you're doing other things. So he's aggroing. We're scouting around the sides of the base to see kind of what's happening with the Malian player. We do have to be careful about over here. These Keshiks are one hit on these spears basically. All these spears do have javelins. But we got the rest of the Keshik here, so we're going to be able to shut this down. A little bit of miss micro over here. Yeah. Second archery range coming up. We got to start investing into that. Again, we started macroing. I'm bad. You see trades down to 2. We're not producing enough units. And just kind of actually what we did when we played against Nully. We got so busy with our micro, we forgot to macro behind us and we're floating way too many resources now. That's just kind of part of the deal, and sometimes getting a little bit of aggro here, a little bit of distraction. And yeah, 4 spearmen here. Just harassing, getting a couple more Mangadai. Once we get a couple more Mangadai, that's going to help quite a bit. We do spot a pit mine over here. Again, these little bits of info are really big. When we get the attack ping over here, it might have pulled his distraction from our army. And he aggroed on the traders, and we were able to get a quick snipe there. Another thing that would have took a little bit long is for our partner to drop a marker in this corner. Our trade would have been in a much stronger spot if he had done that. Maybe not much stronger, but definitely stronger. Our ally also spots out the castle play from our opponent. So right now we're both behind because our armies have been kind of chewed up, but we're both actually just playing differently than they are in the sense that we're going for we went for basically an economic edge play, and they're going for a tech play, but this tech play is kind of like an eco play at the same time. But the French player was really score wise he's ahead of me and Nelly, but in actuality villager wise I bet you there's a big difference. If we look at Zug, villagers 49 on And Nully, 53. So he's actually done a good job of catching up, because he lost 6 vills. So for him to catch up is actually pretty big. And we're just getting little raids here and there. So there's a little bit of missed macro here by our ally on his villager production, which happens. A lot of micro was going on. And Cyril's way ahead because he's age 3, but again, age up gives you a lot of points that are just kind of, it's a weird metric to score with. He's moved on to deer. She's kind of in rotation. We're sending a villager to deal with this wolf, and then I think we're going to send him to go build more stuff. We have gone up to 3 markets, so our trade is going to get boom a lot more. And army is idle. Infrastructure's gone up a lot better though. You know, we've got up to 5. And we're no longer floating a ton of resources, and we're tapping up for castle ourselves. This is kind of a lull in the fight. You can see aging up really accelerates your points like 200-300. And then army just chilling, mostly just building villagers. When we're getting the wood necessary, we're building traders. I probably could have maxed out these guys to drop off and go in the wood. I was doing something here. They just garrisoned. I sent them back on the gold. I was trying to figure out my macro because my wood was suffering. I don't know. We'll see what these guys do. If they stay there or not. Nully's got a pretty big army. The French guy's just got his big French nightball, but he doesn't have his archers nearby, so he gets caught out there. Kind of really good timing by our ally. We are into war over here, and because our ally's pushing forward, we're coming up. We're kind of screening his flank here. And this is kind of important when in 2s, 3s, and 4s. When your ally is moving up, he can get 2V'd, he can get 1V'd, and you can be there to support, to really help a fight. Hit reinforcements, force an army back. You know, he's out of position here. Now I can raid his eco if he's not careful. Things like that. So it's important to keep pressure on, and if our ally's fighting, you know, let him know to be careful, that he needs to fall back, and then I'm going around to flank to hit eco. So there's definitely, you're doing that communication with your allies like the higher up it goes, the best that you can. It's important, because if he fully commits under here and just dies, it's just, I'm raiding for no reason. Behind this, he's built a few rams. I would have liked for him to stay in here and build like 5 rams, or even like 7, because with that, it rips through here. I mean, this ram's going fast, right? Now if you get 7 in here, this blacksmith's down, and both of these pastures are down, like that. And it'd be later on, so who knows where those armies are going to be fighting. They're going to be distracted. Behind this, we're going for this pit mine ourselves. This is 100 gold a minute that he's getting, so we're going to destroy that. And I think it's actually a little bit more, it just hasn't registered yet. Our Mangudai find his wood line. So we get a couple of kills here, and we're just going to fall back. There's javelin throwers here. Not javelin throwers, I'm sorry. Danzas, and they throw javelins. Our allies walled here. Again, I like these walls. I would have really liked walls over here. Or walls just right here, just extending this. You know, they can push them into my base, or, you know, just close up this gap a little bit would be nice. But again, it's not easy to do while things are going on. I probably should have pinged for walls from him. It's not super necessary. You can see our opponents don't make walls. They'd rather defend with the army, which is good. But again, especially in team games, it's a lot of little armies that could be coming up from anywhere. Could be big armies, you never know. That's kind of how we're getting stuff done over here, which is behind the back raid. It's got Donzo's archers. We're able to get some damage in. We burnt this in on the side. Imagine if there's walls here and funneled, we have to push through more. There's less points for you to push through unless you're running through walls. So over here, Mangudai are gonna go group up with these Keshik. We've got another massive army coming to come help. Mangudai are gonna trade into these archers. Should have microed a little bit. I could have saved my Mangudai there. I do tend to get a little bit sloppy there. Nullies really booming ahead now. He's got 3,400. He's catching up with Cero's points. And me and French are at the same spot. And so that's with me on 11 traders at 17 minutes in the game. So there's definitely some weakness eco-wise that's happening. Over here, he picks those guys. We have a small-ish army here. We lose our main guys on the raid. And we're just rallying troops here to the middle. One thing, though, is we're on 6 infrastructure. We really need a lot more. Gotta invest into that. We're investing villagers into, macroing villagers onto food here. We run into an army here. Kind of a mistake. We are able to get escape with minimal-ish losses. Without that they hurt. And here he's getting pushed back by the Malians. We're kind of holding, which is okay. Again, I think I messed up not telling him to get more walls up. We're up to 14 traders. Or pastures, which is not good. But a big thing is we're on pocket eco all over. We're able to dip around this army and kind of slip through. And this kind of little routes are really important because it pulls always some army back. If this is unattended to, you can kill quite a few villagers here. Maintain the aggro. I'm just running around, taking it with us. We have another army running up, rallying more troops. And then we see our monk here's got nothing. He's just chilling. Okay, we have to be careful with this army. We don't want to lose it. We are behind the scenes with this fight. Got more units coming up. Trying to hit 2 sides at once whenever we can. See the monks trying to capture here. Our allies massing up, getting some springs. There must be mangoes involved. French knights are over here, so our army's kind of in a weird spot. We do find a bunch of woodvilles, and so we're just going to commit to this fight here. And we're hitting the front over here, so we are able to pick off a couple units, but we missed the villagers, unfortunately. Over here, we kill a couple more vills. Idle his eco out, and pull his army back. I think over here we're dodging this army. We just sacrificed this army. You see the mangoes way late, and we died with mango, but our army's basically gone. I think he took this as a cue to push off into there. I think it was a good move, but I think he has to be careful about overcommitting. There is 3 mangoes there. We'll just really shred some units. So I think he does fall back here. Okay, we're still rallying troops. We don't have a great army. We traded out our armies, and we are going up to more infrastructure though. So up to 8 military buildings, which is nice. Wood gathering's getting a little far. Would like to see me drop something there. Trade is up to 20. So not the best number, decent. We see this really big Malian army, 60 troops, and we can't really commit to this. We try to pull this army back. He doesn't go for it. He is not going for that. So we're trying to get some raids in and some damage in. We're idling a bunch of villagers here, and we run into some units here. Trying to capture this, and his army's pushing up the middle. We do ping our ally here. We're in a really bad spot to deal with this push here. We're also long distance mining, harvesting deer here, which also really sucked. Because I apparently didn't realize this. So our 2 little raids here on the side. We're able to kill some villagers, hit out some units, but we're able to idle his wood, which is nice. We realize this is happening way too late because it just is. Trying to get some damage in here. We do see that Malians have a castle up. He's pushing hard into Blue's base, but I do feel falling back and collapsing when this army would have been a much better play. I think he just expected me to be able to crank out more units than I did. And we're able to hold this up like decently because we have a TC. Siege workshops coming up, but we're just gonna have to be really careful because again this is still 40 archers and stables are idle. We have no food right now, so definitely some big mistakes were made. Kind of worried about moving up on this tier because it's getting close to that castle. So now we're just kind of trying to deal with this. Our trade is getting absolutely murked. We're down to 11 traders, and yeah, we're in a pretty bad spot. So at this point, yellow and purple are kind of respectively the strengths on all our teams. Blue is kind of surviving, and I'm kind of surviving in terms of my eco. And just trying to keep our army here going. I did ask for a corner market at this point because, like, if this is way back here, it becomes way harder for him to raid this or even see it. He might not see it, you know. And if he does go for it on this route, he has to actually go further down. And if he doesn't go for it, and he raids us purple directly, our gold doesn't get shut off. We don't have to reboot up, which is at 5 traders. So at this point, purple's also solidifying a forward position here. I do feel like, again, this stone could wall across this entire map. Just security endgame type things, I don't know. I do think for team games, if you can, kind of building up on your walls throughout is not a bad move. We do finish this one gold node. Thankfully, we stayed on it because we were hurting for gold. Our income's dropping really bad. And we're macroing up more traders here. Luckily, his army gets out from TC range to fight here. And we're just balling up a mass here. We can't just like commit into a fight without having an army. We do have our first mango coming out as well, which is going to really help us deal with this. And at the 23-minute mark, you really need to have a mango out with your army like way before that. So definitely kind of a mistake on our part. He's pushing hard into blue and they really push him back. Yellow's re-macroing up an army, and he's going to kind of have to hold. And behind this, we're pushing in on this army, which is basically all archers. There is some spearmen here, 7 spearmen. So our army is not really made right now to deal with this adequately, but we are going up to a full stable. And let's get that unclicked. So yeah, we're at 10 military buildings. We're committing to more stable, so yeah, kind of a mistake on our part, not committing heavier onto this. So the Cav is just rushing here. He's kind of holding. The yellow plate can't really push these light units under the keep very effectively. And we're trying to get a trade up going again. I think I did ping for a bottom market here. Our army's here. We clean this up, and we're gonna push up with the curl tie. We take kind of the center position and hold the mid for our ally the best that we can. Thing is, the yellow picks good times to raid while we're trying to set things up. Blue at this point is ahead of us score-wise. We had suffered a lot of eco damage there. We lost like I want to say at least 20 traders. So yeah, it definitely hurt. And our macro on our villages is pretty bad as well. We're only at 62 vills. So we definitely should have more at this point. Purple's getting ambitious with its pushes here, which is fine. I think investing in a little bit of walls would have been like here, a wall here, and a wall here. This forces this armies not to come in from the side, but they're coming from where you can see him. He goes directly into the vill line, so he does tons of damage here. Really, really good trades. And then we're sending armies up and out. We didn't realize this because the pings are going off over here. And we wanted to hit the other side while our ally was hitting the other side. And yeah, the Malin's pushing hard here. And our ally at least notices. He's going to try to stay the fight here and pull units. We notice we're going to pull back our mangoes to help deal. Because a couple shots of mangoes in here would do a lot of work. And behind this, our army is coming to help clean up. Last time he microed away and just idled forever. So we're going to do that. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Units here. This monk could go do something. I think I only picked up one relic, which is pretty shitty. Props to all the other conks getting plenty. We're going up to 19, and we do finally get the trade down in the pocket, which is going to be nice. We're getting 93 now instead, which is definitely a big help. We're getting triple the amount of resources. For definitely more walking time, but not triple the amount of walking time. So overall, it's not just a little bit stronger. So his army's sitting here on the edge of this eco. Our cab finally get here, just to see how long it takes. So sometimes on team games to get there to support. Our ally's getting a really good push here. He's able to do a lot of damage here. And Yellow's invested a lot of his army in other places, and they're just yeah. The raids are important, but raids with infantry, it can be really rough sometimes because it just takes so long for you to get value, and then yeah, from there it just takes a really long to get that value from there. And slow pushing, good ground takers, but raiding units are not the best. You know, maybe a few palace beds here and there. But I would say for sure, or like a massive Musa body, I guess you could run around stealth mode raiding. But I think overall, cavalry is better for raids. Just so much quicker for your return on investment. Up to 9 buildings, so not a good amount of military infrastructure yet. And we do see this army over here. We bring our Kotai up here to really help solidify his push, give him some healing, give him some damage bonuses. Again, it's really big, like crossbowman doing 17 damage versus this crossbowman doing 14. So yeah, giving a +3 damage is just huge. And we do see an army over here. I'm pretty sure we double back onto our trade line to go deal with this. Yeah, we see this army over here. So we see this, we're going to run back and deal with it. I should have taken a better route. I should have just gone over to my TC and then up. So this angle wasn't the best. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm definitely just misjudging my speed here. Not the best. Yellow's masked up a big army again. They're fighting. Blue making a ton of rams. I feel like it's kind of a waste. Like a couple of mangonels, a couple of springles would be a lot better investment to slow down the purple push. That being said, our trade is actually now really getting online, and we have the food eco to support this. So I think they're actually in a worse way off, even if they held off purple right now. Eco-wise, I think we're going to accelerate ahead pretty hard now. And we're able to pick up this army, clean it up. Again, I think we could have done a little bit better chase route there. And infrastructure isn't the best right now. We definitely need to be investing more. There's a couple of stables. Where are we going to go? He's going to go up here to go build a tower, probably. But at least we're keeping our resources down, which is really nice. If you look at current resources for everyone, wow, blue is floating a ton of resources. So that's got to be an imp play. At which point, I don't know why you don't trade some of that wood. I think it'd be worth it as blue. It's hard to tell because your ally can kind of help cover you. I don't know. I'm gonna go right now at this point. We have a couple of mangoes, so we can actually hold this position when mangoes actually show up, and that's the big difference here. So we see his army, and we're gonna just fall back. Again, we see some of Blue's villagers on gold here, and now we're both pulling pretty far ahead here in terms of score compared to our opponents. We're both kind of ahead now, and trade is doing strong. This this Iman is able to scout this. Oh, there's a man at arms here. That's awesome. We also secure a sacred site, so extra gold is always nice. And I think we're controlling all 3 sacred sites. So yeah, just really late to have mangoes out at the 30-minute mark. You get those out a lot sooner. I think that's going to be a lot stronger. I think especially against Malians, I think that's a really kind of like against England. We focus on getting a siege workshops for mangoes. I think the same thing I have to do for Malians as well as getting Castle Age as soon as possible. Kotai is helping hold this ground. I should pull it over here to help this push on blue. Trade is going in. We pull our Mangadai out to go scout around the side of the map. Get him to cancel this castle. So that's some stone denied. And Blue's able to break the sacred site timer. which is good for him if he remembers to leave one villager there. Run into a castle. We're gonna just circumvent it. We're leaving Cav here. We're leaving Mango's here. We're bringing Seeds Workshop. We're sending trebuchets on the way, and we really need some forward production here. Army comes back, deals, and starts raiding us. We're not too worried about it. We're at 44 traders. Our ally tells us he's going to deal with the trade line. Just make more units and to keep pushing, get his gold. And we tell him okay. We run to this army of yellow, picking off villagers on the way. Again, it's always nice, picking off villagers, picking off spearmen. And we're just running, again, kind of a weird thing. We have to run to the fortress, get cut off by these guys. So we're going to have to double back. He's dealing with this, which is really nice. He's just going to drop a keep here, which is useful. This to get decapped. And our knights here are just going to push forward while these guys keep running around, finding... they're basically committing this army to them, picking off villagers on the way. Here's one, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those. And, you know, every time these guys appear, you know, they're losing a couple of military units here and there. We're pushing here at the front. 2 trebs, 2 mangoes, more units rallying. Have we dropped more stables yet? Okay, we're dropping more stables here at the front, which is good. We really should be a little bit behind on this. Blue catches us here at the front, killing more villagers, and yeah, this army is getting distracted by little things. We have 2 Keshiks over here to burn down this pit mine while we're pushing the front here, and yeah, Yellow's eco is getting messed up at this point. It's getting messed up. Villagers were getting idle. And small lapses in the eco can really mess with the player. He also was dropping this keeper to protect the gold, so he must be out of gold. Besides his triple gold. Krotai here on the side again needs to be over. Blue does surrender. Yellow follow suit, and yeah, worked out good. Pit mine was going down here. So again, a little bit of a longer one, but 2v2 and all high level conk plus. There's conk 2, conk 1, conk 3. So it just shows them, you know, the differences, I guess, in some of the coordination and stuff for some of those plays. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.